Sheikh Shahjahan walks into court with impunity. TMC pats its own back. BJP calls arrest an eyewash. Sandeshkhali showdown escalates.
56 days is how long it has taken, viewer, and we'll get into the details of it and also a truly shocking video of the actual production of Sheikh Shahjahan in court after he was arrested in Bengal. I'm Shiv, this is 5 Live. Let's get you straight to the headlines first. BJP slams Bengal police for VVIP treatment to Trinamool Neta Shahjahan Sheikh. Trinamool suspends Shahjahan for 6 years, challenges BJP to suspend their own tainted netas like Brij Bhushan. Sukhu government in Himachal Pradesh back from the brink. Congress quells dissent, says Sukhu will remain chief minister. All 6 rebel MLAs who cross-voted for the BJP have been disqualified. Big India Today impact after tunnel rescue hero's house was demolished in Delhi. Lieutenant Governor vows compensation, assures new house will be given to the rat hole miner hero. Big buzz over Rahul Gandhi's 2024 contest. Sources say Rahul Gandhi may fight from Telangana and give up his Wayanad seat. No confirmation yet. Rahul Gandhi is currently in the United Kingdom. The Ambani's Shadi of the Year kicks off with a 3-day Jamnagar Jamboree. Celebrations begin with Anna Seva. Top celebrities and business honchos fly in for the big gala. Viewer, Sheikh Shahjahan, the man accused of untold horrors in Bengal's Sandeshkhali, is finally in police custody. But if you think this man accused of all of those horrible things in Sandeshkhali is in any real trouble, first impressions do not inspire a lot of confidence. For starters, this is how he was produced in court today. With an arrogant swagger, Sheikh Shahjahan strode into court with hapless, servile, bumbling West Bengal police personnel tailing him like hesitant, deferential bodyguards rather than his proud captors. To me, viewer, this image of Sheikh Shahjahan marching into court is perhaps the first dose of honesty we've seen from the Trinamool Congress since the beginning of the Sandeshkhali saga. Despite the hundreds of cameras lined up to capture this moment, Sheikh Shahjahan lords over those nervous policemen, radiating an almost mafia-style contempt for authority. This man doesn't answer to lowly organs like the state police, clearly. Because nearly everything else leading up to this moment has been dishonesty, diversion and devilry. You've seen me twice call out how Mamata Banerjee's carefully constructed Mahila Shakti house of cards has completely collapsed in the dust of her government's total hypocrisy over Sandeshkhali. There's nothing left to call out now, really, viewer. But that doesn't mean that weeks of lies, dishonesty, cover-ups, falsehoods and brazen doublespeak hasn't left Mamata's government with energy for some unashamed audacity. For instance, the Trinamool has today projected the arrest of Sheikh Shahjahan as a tough move by the Mamata Sarkar, that it has acted swiftly once its hands were untied by the court, something that has turned out not to be true. Hapless Trinamool leaders forced to peddle this ludicrous narrative must be laughing to themselves. One of them even referenced this very popular segment of mine that you're watching, confirming to me that my coverage of Sandeshkhali has gotten under their skin, and rightfully so. Because a party that pretends to be fueled by woman power and feminism has been damagingly exposed for how selective its fury is, especially when Trinamool henchmen like Sheikh Shahjahan are involved. To hell with woman power and women's safety if it means the embarrassment of having to call out one of your own. After weeks of unsparing interrogation, the Trinamool was right today to launch a counter-attack on the BJP, which has made a big political meal of the entire Sandeshkhali episode. As you've seen in my past takes right here on this show, the BJP and the Congress have no face to really show when it comes to action against alleged predators within their ranks. I've named and shamed those parties and their members without fear here because I don't take sides. I can call out any party. But with this unapologetic whataboutery, has the Trinamool inadvertently shown honesty by basically admitting that for all its marketing as a women-centric party with a no-nonsense toughness on such issues, it is ultimately just as bad as the BJP and the Congress. If that is what the Trinamool is admitting today, viewer, then I commend them because this is total honesty. They are just as bad as those they point their fingers at. At least they know that they are no different to the BJP and the Congress when it comes to action against their own on women's safety standards, and therefore nobody should hold the Trinamool Congress to a higher standard when it comes to women's safety. So thank you to the Trinamool for reminding us of that. Well, clearly unnerved by the intensity of the glare on its hypocrisy and inaction, the Trinamool Congress has suspended Sheikh Shahjahan today from the party for a period of 6 years, while correctly questioning the lack of any similar hard action by the BJP. The puerile game of political whataboutery that is persistently played by our parties, the Trinamool, the BJP, the Congress, will continue. And shouldn't be a concern in an atmosphere where, let's face it, the quality of conversation has been in a steady free fall. The reality of what remains is what should disturb us all, viewer. That even the fiercest of feminism, the most hard-nosed of ideologies, the most committed of activism when it comes to Mahila Shakti, are reduced to mere transactional currency when the conditions demand them to be. That is the fearful reality. When those who profess to be the greatest custodians of woman power and women's safety bend so easily, the world will never be rid of Sheikh Shahjahans, or Brij Bhushan Sharan Singhs, or Mewa Ram Jains, or the many litany of other political leaders who've been accused of crimes against women. Thank you for listening. The big story of the day, of course, is that 56 days after he went into, well, what they want you to think is hiding, Sheikh Shahjahan has finally been arrested after being on the run for nearly 2 months. And soon after his arrest, the Trinamool suspended him for a period of 6 years. If he did nothing wrong, why suspend him for 6 years? That has not been answered by the Trinamool. Well, in a big admission, Shahjahan has confessed to inciting a mob that attacked the Enforcement Directorate team in Bengal, fearing his arrest. Remember, Shahjahan and his men are not only accused of sexual atrocities on women, but also land grabbing in Sandeshkhali. Take a look.
Walking confidently into the courtroom, Sheikh Shahjahan finally apprehended. The strong man of Sandeshkhali apprehended from his hideout in North 24 Parganas. At the heart of large-scale protest and a political standoff between the ruling TMC and the opposition BJP in West Bengal, Sheikh Shahjahan has been evading capture since January 5th. When his supporters assaulted ED investigators during a raid on his properties in Sandeshkhali. Linked to an alleged ration scam, his demeanor upon arrest elicited strong political reactions. The BJP criticized his arrest a day before Prime Minister Narendra Modi's West Bengal visit as a mere facade.
ये लुका छुपी क्यों? रात में उसको अरेस्ट किया गया, उसी दिन अरेस्ट किया गया जिस दिन उनको ईडी का समन आया है, ईडी ने बुलाया है, और रात में ही कोर्ट में कब पेश किया गया, बोला गया हमें तो कुछ पता ही नहीं चला, मीडिया को भी कुछ पता नहीं चला, आज सुबह से सबको पता चला। ये जो स्थिति बना के रखा हुआ है, पूरी तरीके से लग रहा है कि ममता बनर्जी कोशिश कर रही है कि शेख शाहजहां का बाल भी बाका ना हो, और छोटी छोटी धाराएं देकर जितना संभव हो लाइट, जिसे बोलते हैं लाइट सेक्शन लगाकर इसको निकाल के ला पाए।
The state government refuted the allegations, questioning why the ED hadn't acted sooner.
बंगाल पुलिस को वो एम्पावर्ड नहीं थे कि आप जाके अरेस्ट कीजिए. पूरी ईडी क्यों नहीं अरेस्ट की? सवाल तो अब हम लोग करेंगे कि ईडी ने क्यों नहीं अरेस्ट किया. आपके हाथ में था. अरेस्ट के बाद अगर आप सवाल करें कि आप 3 दिन में 2 दिन में कैसे पकड़ लिए, अब आप नहीं पकड़े तो भी आप सवाल करेंगे, और पकड़ते हैं तो आप उनकी कॉन्फिडेंस पे शक करते हैं.
The court remanded Sheikh Shahjahan to 10 days in police custody after opposition from the police regarding his bail, citing his admission of involvement in the assault on ED officials on January 5th. Women in Sandeshkhali rejoiced at Sheikh Shahjahan's arrest. The TMC leader faces serious allegations of land grabbing and sexual exploitation in the village. Local women, however, expressed concerns of potential retaliation from Shahjahan and his supporters.
শেখ শাহজাহান অ্যারেস্ট হলো, আপনারা অনেক দিন কি বলছেন?
ওকে আমরা ফাঁসি চাই, ফাঁসি চাই, এখন ধরা পড়েছে, এত আনন্দ করছি।
আপনারা কি এখন খুশি আছেন আগের থেকে?
খুশি, ভীষণ।
আগে যে একটা ভয়ের পরিবেশ ছিল, আপনারা ভয়তে ছিলেন, আমরা দেখেছি।
আমরা পাচ্ছি না, সেটা একটু ভয় আছে, একজনও আছে, একটু হলেও আমাদের ভয় আছে।
কিসের সেই ভয়টা? কিসের?
ওদের গ্রেপ্তার করেছে, ওকে ছেড়ে দিতে তো পারে।
ওর ফাঁসি চাই
না, কিন্তু এখন আগের থেকে, অ্যারেস্ট হওয়ার আগের থেকে
সাহস পেয়েছি, একটু সাহস পেয়েছি।
For now, a moment of jubilation in the conflict-ridden village, spotlighted nationally due to the alleged transgressions of Sheikh Shahjahan. Bureau Report, India Today.
And remember, viewer, the charges against Sheikh Shahjahan go beyond atrocities against women and the people of Sandeshkhali. In fact, an India Today investigation now has uncovered something far, far bigger than that. India Today has now accessed satellite imagery that confirms what locals have been alleging for years against Trinamool Neta Shahjahan Sheikh about land grab for fish farms, the en masse conversion of agricultural land for commercial purposes and fish farms stands exposed in satellite imagery. The Sandeshkhali agricultural land that has been converted into ponds, seen here in these satellite images taken over years. Hundreds of acres of agricultural land converted into ponds in Sandeshkhali of West Bengal, beginning over a decade ago in 2013. This is depicted in satellite data analyzed by India Today's open source intelligence team. These are the before and after images. Remember that land grab for commercial purposes is one of the big allegations that's been made against Shahjahan Sheikh. It is what he was supposed to have been under investigation for, but he clearly had an absolutely free run because of the Jungle Raj allegedly perpetrated by him in Sandeshkhali. Let's go straight across to India Today's Shreya Chatterjee, who broke this story. She's been on the ground in Sandeshkhali reporting as well. Shreya, Sheikh Shahjahan, 55 days later, he's been arrested. The law will take its course, hopefully, at this point of time, even though it hasn't so far. But the images that you've brought out now talk about the very serious issue of land grab. Just explain these images to our viewers, Shreya.
Well, Shiv, these satellite images are from those locations which the people of Sandeshkhali had told us were taken away from them forcefully by Sheikh Shahjahan and his men. His men, to the name of Uttam Sardar, to the name of Binoy Sardar. These were allegedly the people who were the men of Sheikh Shahjahan, and they were the ones who used to allegedly grab lands from these people, the locals of Sandeshkhali. These are in Sandeshkhali 1, Sandeshkhali 2, and initially when this was happening, they were said that if you give us the land, we will give you a lease money. If you just understand the amount, they were promised only 5,000 rupees per bigha every year is what these people allege. Even that money wasn't paid to them. They were only paid in saline water. their paddy cultivated areas were allegedly filled with saline water if they protested land grabbing, and that's how we have also pinpointed on the satellite image now that the claims of the people of Sandeshkhali is now proven with data, that the satellite image shows that hundreds of acres of land have been converted to fish farms. We also know there are other commercial properties that Sheikh Shahjahan allegedly owns that we've visited ourselves, which
Yes.
are brick kilns and markets as well. So this is something that we have now put it on record also through these satellite images.
Switching from the satellite images to the rest of the charges against Sheikh Shahjahan Shreya, he's been suspended from the Trinamool Congress for a period of 6 years. He was produced in court today. What happens to the allegations of the women of Sandeshkhali against him?
Shiv, it's important to point out that it's only today that the TMC has actually woken up to suspend Sheikh Shahjahan for 6 years now. The initial FIR that the TMC had filed, the ED had actually directed that there were charges that were diluted. Charges like section of attempt to murder was not initially a part of the FIR. Post the Calcutta High Court's directive, those charges were added, which was initially part of the complaint of the ED that was submitted to the police station. From now, we've asked the police that why was ED not arrested in the other charges that includes the allegations of the multiple women who've come out in the place of Sandeshkhali. The ADG South to us told that these charges date back to the time of 2 years to 3 years is why we need time to investigate. That is the reason he has been arrested for now in the case pertaining to the Enforcement Directorate.
Okay, Shreya Chatterjee, thanks very much for reporting on this fast developing story. It's a big day, the arrest of Sheikh Shahjahan 55 days after he went into hiding. Most people believe that this hiding was state-sponsored, but that, of course, remains in the realm of speculation and allegation. How is it possible that for 55 days the West Bengal police, the state intelligence agencies had no idea where this man was, and Trinamool has been left bumbling and making excuses about having its hands tied and not taking any action? It has totally been exposed. And as Shreya said, it took 55 days for the Trinamool to finally wake up and take action. Arrest and suspension, all this within 24 hours by the Bengal police under Mamata's party. Sheikh Shahjahan's arrest has triggered a big political storm, with the Trinamool patting its own back, imagine, and the BJP dubbing it as mere eyewash. Take a look.
Cornered Mamata Banerjee government arresting Sandeshkhali strongman Sheikh Shahjahan. Accused of ration scam, land loot, sexual harassment and assault on ED team. 55 days after he went missing, after his supporters launched a murderous attack on ED team out to probe him. As his arrest was celebrated by local Sandeshkhali women, long subject to Shahjahan's atrocity. The BJP went into a massive offensive, terming the arrest an eyewash and bid to destroy evidence against the now axed TMC Neta.
जितना टाइम तक सेंट्रल इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसी का पास ये छोटा दाऊद नहीं जा रहा है, इतना टाइम तक जस्टिस मिलने वाला नहीं।
ये जो स्थिति बना के रखा हुआ है, पूरी तरीके से लग रहा है कि ममता बनर्जी कोशिश कर रही है कि शेख शाहजहां का बाल भी बाका ना हो, और छोटी छोटी धाराएं देकर जितना संभव हो लाइट, जिसे बोलते हैं लाइट सेक्शन लगाकर इसको निकाल के ला पाए।
The BJP has planned a massive offensive timed with Prime Minister Modi's arrival in Bengal on Friday, directly targeting Chief Minister Mamata for shielding the accused Neta.
उतना बड़ा अत्याचारी, बलात्कारी, महिलाओं के साथ उत्पीड़न करने वाला, उसको ममता बनर्जी बचा के रखे, इसलिए कि वो मुसलमान था, मुसलमानों का वोट इनको चाहिए। ये देश का दुर्भाग्य है, महिला के नाम पर कलंक है।
The TMC on its part hailed Mamata for upholding Raj Dharma and shifted blame to ED, asking why it failed to arrest Shahjahan. The TMC also challenged BJP to arrest its own tainted netas.
Mr. Modi, we dare you to suspend Narayan Rane. We dare you to suspend Himanta Biswa Sharma. And we dare you to suspend शुभेंदु अधिकारी।
अब तो सवाल ये खड़ा होता है कि जब ईडी की क्षमता थी ये अरेस्ट करने के लिए तो वो क्यों नहीं अरेस्ट की?
The explosive political face-off over Sandeshkhali's villain is only going to escalate ahead of the Lok Sabha polls. With Ritik Mondal, Surya Agni and Shreya Chatterjee in Sandeshkhali and Indrajit Kundu in Kolkata. Bureau Report, India Today.
And straight to the big unfolding Game of Thrones in Himachal Pradesh. The Congress's Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu is to remain the Himachal Chief Minister amidst all the turbulence that has hit the hill state. The Congress has put up a joint show of strength and appears to have averted the Himachal Pradesh crisis for now. The Congress says it has managed to quell dissent in Himachal. Sukhwinder Sukhu will be staying Chief Minister for now. Former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur is live with my colleague Piyush in Shimla right now. Over to you, Piyush.
देखिए मैं तो एक बात बड़ी सी बात हमारी उसी तरह की कोशिश है।
Well, Shiv, remember that a couple of minutes back a press conference was done by the top leadership of Congress party. Observers who were sent by the Congress leaders are in Shimla. They met with all the factions of the Congress party, and finally they have decided to form a committee which will look into this. Jairam Thakur is the one who has been raising this issue since beginning. In fact, he has been claiming that there are many MLAs of Congress party who are in touch with BJP. Remember that Harsh Mahajan had also said that there are at least 15 to 16 MLAs of Congress party who are still in touch with BJP. Jairam Thakur is with us. He's talking to some other channel. We'll try to get in a word from him and understand how the BJP is now going to look into it. Remember that in the press conference today, it has been made very clear that Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu will continue to be the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh. In that press conference, all the leaders were present. Pratibha Singh, Vikramaditya Singh, all were there. Now, Jairam Thakur is with us. Let me try to get in a word from him. सर, आज प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में ये बात साफ कर दी है कांग्रेस पार्टी ने कि सुखविंदर सिंह सुक्खू ही मुख्यमंत्री बने रहेंगे प्रदेश के। आप ये कह रहे थे कि उनको खुद ही हट जाना चाहिए इससे पहले कि कांग्रेस पार्टी उनको हटाए। अब जो स्थिति बनी उसको आप किस तरह से देखिए?
देखिए, मुझे मालूम नहीं है, ये कांग्रेस पार्टी का अंदर का निर्णय है, उनकी पार्टी का निर्णय, उस पर हमको कुछ कहने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। लेकिन ये हालात किसके नेतृत्व में हिमाचल प्रदेश में ऐसे बने, किसके कारण बने, किस वजह से बने? और कांग्रेस पार्टी की प्रदेश की अध्यक्षा ने कहा कि हम कई महीनों से, कई सालों से जलील हो रहे हैं। अध्यक्षा ही बोल रही है तो आप कल्पना कर सकते हैं। उनका बेटा मंत्री है, वो मंत्री बोलते हैं कि जलालत का दौर खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है, बार बार जलालत हो रही है हमारी। और उसके बावजूद हमसे कहाँ पूछा जा रहा है, हमसे इस सारे जो है वो इसके लिए हमको दोषी ठहराने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। दोषी है तो वो हैं, और आखिरकार उनके विधायक अगर नाराज हो करके उनसे दूर गए हैं, कोई तो वजह होगी।
और सरकार बची रहेगी, आपको लगता है 5 साल पूरी करेगी अपने?
मुझे तो सिर्फ इतना कहना है, मुझे हालात नहीं लगते हैं। अभी हालात जिस प्रकार के बने हैं, और हम नहीं गिरा रहे हैं, और वो गिरेगी तो अपने ही दम से वो गिर जाएगी, अपने ही हालात में गिर जाएगी वो।
एक सवाल बहुत महत्वपूर्ण, हमने एक बागी विधायक रवि ठाकुर उनसे बात की, वो ये कह रहे हैं कि उनको परेशान किया जा रहा है और उन्होंने अपने अंतरात्मा की बात सुनकर हर्ष महाजन को वोट दिया था। इस पर आप क्या कहेंगे?
देखो, उनको ये अधिकार है, ये हमको लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था के अनुरूप जो एक अधिकार है अपने मत का इस्तेमाल करना, और उन्होंने अपना मतदान भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कैंडिडेट के लिए किया है, और मुझे नहीं लगता कि उसको बुरा मानना चाहिए था उनको इस प्रकार से। और यहाँ तक कि उनको जिस प्रकार से उनके परिवार को परेशान किया जा रहा है, उनके घर का रास्ता बंद कर दिया, और एक और दूसरे विधायक हैं जिनका व्यवसाय बंद कर दिया, एक दिन में ही ये हालात बन गए। मुझे लगता कि ये बहुत नीचता का काम कर रहे हैं, और ऐसी चीज़ों का करना जो है किसी के हित में नहीं होता है, उससे बुरा होता है।
क्या कांग्रेस के और भी विधायक नाराज हैं, आपको ऐसा लगता है?
मुझे तो लगता है बहुत सारे नाराज हैं। कांग्रेस पार्टी के लोग त्यागपत्र दे रहे हैं। कांग्रेस पार्टी का पूरे देश में ये हाल है, तो निश्चित रूप से हिमाचल प्रदेश में भी ऐसे हालात हैं।
So, Jairam Thakur, former Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh, spoke to India Today. He has mentioned, Shiv, that there are many other MLAs of Congress party who are still disgruntled with the party. In fact, he's also saying that now the Congress government, Sukhu government, is deliberately taking a few actions against the rebel MLAs. We also got to know that there are some rebel MLAs against whom few actions are being taken by the Congress government. But on the other side, former Chief Minister Jairam Thakur is maintaining that very soon the Congress government will fall in the state of Himachal Pradesh.
Okay, Piyush, thanks very much for getting us that big live update. In fact, DK Shivakumar, who'd been dashed to Shimla as a troubleshooter and observer, has also spoken just a moment ago, basically confirming that Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu will stay as the Chief Minister at this point of time, and perhaps for the immediate moment, the upheaval within the Congress party and the Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu government in Shimla, things have been tided over. Here's DK Shivakumar. Here's what he said.
All MLAs want 5 years Congress government. All are united. The High Command has chosen Mr. Shukku, which was being proposed by PCC President.
And breaking news coming in now. Big setback to rapist murderer Gurmit Ram Rahim of the Dera Sacha Sauda, who's been enjoying hundreds of days of parole ever since he was convicted of rape and murder years ago. The Punjab and Haryana High Court has ordered that Ram Rahim, this rapist murderer, should not be given parole without the court's permission. Remember, the Haryana government and prison system have been complicit in giving this rapist murderer, so-called Godman, hundreds of days of parole in separate tranches for years since his conviction. The court also asked how many more people have been granted parole in this manner so far. Gurmit Ram Rahim last got 50 days parole. If you total the amount of parole that he's got, it is well over 200 days at last count, if I'm not mistaken. But he's been given parole continuously, multiple occasions since 2019-2020, and it has become an absolute mockery since this man is serving a life sentence for rape and murder. We're taking a very quick break. Coming up on the other side, the big Anant Radhika Shadi preparations have kicked in Jamnagar a day after the big viral interview by Anant Ambani on India Today. We take you live to Jamnagar to show you all the preparations for India's biggest Shadi. That's next.
Business Today salutes India's finest corporate achievers. We celebrate innovative strategies for resilient and sustainable businesses in a fast-changing world. From mid-sized to unicorns, from new entries to lifetime achievement awards, be a part of an event where excellence meets inspiration. Join us in honoring the trailblazing titans of India Inc. at Business Today Mind Rush and the Best CEO Awards.
Today, of course, finally, Shahjahan Sheikh has been arrested after being on the run for over 50 days, at least 54 days since, of course, that attack on ED officials that happened in not 24 Parganas at the time that they went to arrest him and investigate him in the ration scam case in Bengal. Your first comments on the arrest which has finally happened, sir?
What has happened is for the good. At long last, the arrest has been made. This sends a clear message that nation means business. When we are in Atmanirbhar Bharat, where the entire nation under the Prime Minister is focusing on Nari Shakti, what happened in Sandeshkhali is a shame for all. This should not happen. There is a strong message here. This should shake all the Shahjahans of terror and violence in the nation, particularly those who take the cudgels against women. When women have to come out on the street to defend themselves, it means society has failed. That is a failure which we are seeking to correct through this arrest. This is only beginning of the end.
in reference to those observations made by the Honorable Supreme Court and the various high courts in the various judgments. ये जो 6 माननीय हमारे हैं जिन्होंने चुनाव तो कांग्रेस पार्टी से लड़ा और जो एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ के जो प्रोविजंस है जो इस पिटीशन जो मेरे पास दायर हुई उसके प्रोविजन उन्होंने अपने खिलाफ अट्रैक्ट किए। मैंने